Hello, World Civilization 106 class. Welcome to week 11. Yes, we're at 11 now. And you're going to notice that the work that we have to do this week is considerably more than you had to do last week when we covered Roman religion. I just wanted to remind you that we are still in a summer session where it's almost the same as a normal summer session, but it's a little bit shorter. So we do have some doubling up. And also, this section, I've added a little bit more because it really needs to do it justice. I needed to put everything in that I thought would help you out the most. Understanding Christianity and its relationship to pre-Christian pagan world, in particular within Europe. So you're going to be overwhelmed perhaps with a lot of different information that I cover. What I would like you to do is ask yourself if any of the topics interest you, and maybe later when you're not having to just do something an entire week, this is something that you can refer to as a reference to go back more into later. So I cover the developments of Vikings and their influence, the influence of Norse mythology. Now here's what's interesting. You'll see in the videos that it's Christian monks in Iceland that later preserve knowledge of Viking civilization and Norse mythology that are no longer, basically they ended up getting rid of, but we have to go to them as some of the limited sources of this pre-Christian world. And so partly what I'm also showing you is that how we understand paganism in the pre-Christian world of Europe, they all kind of blend together. So when you're learning about paganism and you're learning about Christianity, where do we separate them? And actually, in fact, look at where just some of the things now. Our days of the week are named after Norse gods that also were a part of other Germanic tribes' gods, very similar. Odin or Woden. So we have Thursday, Thor's Day. Okay, so for the holidays, Easter, it's supposed to be about Jesus Christ and the resurrection, but then we have a bunny rabbit and we have eggs. Where does that come from? That's pagan fertility rites. That's pre-Christian material there. And if you study much of modern Christian movements, there are those who have always that try to purge Christian activities of any pagan relics that get blended into it, and they have a challenge doing that at times. And some then reject entire things that you think are quintessentially Christian, but they see them as totally pagan. So there's some branches of Christianity that don't even celebrate Christmas because they associate that with a strictly pagan holiday. Same with Easter. So anyhow, you're gonna get exposed to that. You're gonna learn about all the Christian councils that were so influential on Western civilization, and had a deep impact on how the church would split up into different factions. You're going to see how Christianity is a global religion, and it's not just within the Western world, but also Africa and the Mediterranean world and beyond. I cover the canonization of the Bible. This is something that you almost will never get exposed to anywhere else. I put a lot of time into this. How is it that the Bible came to us the way it is? Was it always this way? No, it wasn't. I talk about some popular cultural things like the Da Vinci Code and how misleading the historic information is regarding the development of the Bible. I also just want to point out that, as I also talk about Celts and Vikings and Germanic and other Germanic tribes like the Anglo-Saxons, they're all different people. They interact very much with each other, and sometimes they look the same and they seem the same. But be careful. I've had many students in the past refer to Vikings as Celts. They're different. They do get together a lot. So you'll see in Iceland, many of the you had Norwegian men, which are Germanic, taking Irish women basically as slaves, sex slaves, are in the markets, and having children. And so Iceland has a lot of the DNA is a lot of Irish women that were there and Norwegian men. So the world's complicated, and there's a lot of historic events that we read about that are definitely a lot to unpack. But I'm hoping that you will get excited about this. We're going to even talk about some aspects of Christianity that you maybe never even thought of or were exposed to. So I hope you enjoyed this section. Contact me if you have any questions, if you want to challenge any of the information. I'm always going to be there for you. I'll be available to go over anything tomorrow, that's Monday, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. if you need to contact me with anything. All right, everyone, have a blessed upcoming week, and we'll be in touch.